Air signs. Welcome back, my air signs. Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. This is your reading for the month of July 2025. And we're going to start with an oracle card to see the energy that's coming in for the month of July. Meditate and contemplate. New moon in Pisces. Interesting, because meditating contemplation are air sign qualities, but Pisces is an emotion. So perhaps it's really helping you to get a better handle on your feelings through meditation and contemplation. We're going to put that right there. We're going to see what the rest of the cards tell us. All right, first house is the house of interpersonal relationships. Please remember to like and subscribe. Click that button right now. I'm gonna wait a second. Did you click the like button? Okay, it looks like a thumbs up. Thank you very much. All right, interpersonal relationships, because this is a collective reading. This can be for some people, their current relationships, possible relationships. It also can mean family members or just dealing with other people in general. Okay, it's interpersonal. So we have the Queen of Swords. Okay, the universe is really talking to you because Swords is an air sign. Okay, so perhaps you're dealing with a mature person. The Queen of Swords tend to be pretty much blunt. Okay, her tongue can cut like a sword sometimes. Even when she's trying to be helpful, she's just very direct. Okay, she doesn't sugarcoat things. She's not going to be lovey-dovey about it. You want the truth? Go to a Queen of Swords. They will tell you. She's very transparent. Okay, so this could either be that you're dealing with someone who's very sharp. Somebody who's also very quick-witted. They think 10 steps ahead of everybody else. You know this kind of person. Very cerebral, very intellectual, not very touchy-feely. Or maybe it's calling you to be that person in a relationship. Maybe you've been pussyfooting around with someone for a while, and now you're at the point where it's like, you know what? Enough is enough. I got to set up some boundaries. And you need to be very direct, very forthcoming, very blunt. Okay? So that could also be you. Think about that. Let's talk about your house of resources. Let's see what's happening there, Spirit, with the house of resources. What is our air signs dealing with when it comes to their jobs, schools, financial matters? All right. So you have the reverse Nine of Pentacles. So the Nine of Pentacles normally indicates success, prosperity, independence. You know, you're basically a self-made person. You're not relying on anyone. It's the reverse. It's the reverse. So it could be that when it comes to your resources right now, you're coming up short. Okay. You might have to end up borrowing for other people. You're not feeling so independent with your resources and your money matters. You might have to rely on other people to assist you, to give you that loan, let me borrow something. You might be feeling a little down in the dumps about it. Because you're used to standing on your own 2 feet. You're used to being a very strong-willed, independent person. And now you're in the reverse of that. So you're feeling like, man, what happened to me? You know, I used to have it all together. So this might be during a time of self-doubt for you as well. You're not feeling as confident and as independent and strong. So that's what's happening in your house of resources for the month of July. But let's see what the rest of the spread says, and we'll come back to that. The challenges that you're having, my air signs. All right. So you have the reverse Hierophant. So the Hierophant is usually a card of traditions and structure and doing things the proper way. And it's a reverse. So reverse tends to be more rebellious card, kind of finding your own path, doing things your own way. Not doing things from an academic stance, but more from trial and error, intuition, things like that nature. And it's reverse. Now, how is that a challenge? Because sometimes when we don't want to listen to authority, we don't want to learn things a systematic way, or we don't want to progress in levels. We just want to jump to the head. We kind of sabotage ourselves. We really screw ourselves up. So it's a challenge because maybe being such a rebel and such of, oh, I like to do things my way, I want to be a free spirit, is not going to work out for you during this month. So when those things come your way and your first intuition is to say, no, I'm going to do it my way, freeze frame, and think about it. And you might want to do things the traditional way, the proper way, the structured way. Okay? Interesting spread so far. Let's look at your strengths. Your strength is the King of Cups. Okay, so we're having a lot of royalty here, aren't we? A lot of royalty. King of Cups, this could be a person or it could be a mindset of somebody who's very mature in their emotions, somebody who's got their emotions together, somebody who understands their feelings and the feelings of others. This is somebody who's also very intuitive, somebody who's got a lot of wisdom. They really understand others. They're very empathic. So one of the strengths that's coming up for this month is either you or someone that you know is going to be of that sense. So they're going to help you to kind of deal with other situations. They're going to help you deal with this when you're feeling to be rebellious and kind of do your own thing. The King of Cups side of you is going to kind of like hold it. I'm okay emotionally. Normally things like that would feel uncomfortable, but for you, for this month, because you're going to be a master of your emotions, you're going to say, okay, I'm cool with this. I'm okay with those feelings. This person here, who might be, it's interesting as I read these cards together. This person here, the more I read this spread, it's not you. This person here is somebody that you're going to be facing, someone who's going to be dealing with you. Now, the thing is, this is a person that's going to give it to you raw. This person is finally going to confront you and tell you how they need to be. That being said, this is kind of why you're going to feel less confident and less secure. Okay? I have a feeling that for some of you, because this is somebody of authority, okay, and it's facing your resources and it's making you feel, I have a feeling this could be a job situation or a work situation. Okay, just because it's impacting, it looks reverse on the camera. So if I'm going to do it this way so you can see it better. Because if it's flipped, you can see it. So you see how the Queen is facing the Nine of Pentacles? So this is going to be either a professor at school or your employer or someone in authority basically laying in on you because you are not doing what you are supposed to be doing. And they're finally going to sit down with you and tell you flat out raw. Okay, maybe you're up. This is part of your annual job evaluation, and they're going to come out. And maybe you thought you were like, the cream on the crop, and they're going to basically tell you, well, you weren't good as you think you are. Okay, so maybe that's what's happening, and maybe that's why you really need to start following some rules and regulations and start paying attention and structure. Okay, if you're in school, maybe you were the type of person that you didn't plan ahead and used to wait till the night before to study for a test. And guess what? You're not doing so good in school, and you're so used to doing things your way, and now you're going to find out. Guess what? You didn't pass that test. You failed, and you're going to really have to start paying attention and start studying. Okay, and organizing. Could be things like that. It could be at work, like I said. Maybe you're for an evaluation and your evaluation wasn't so good, and now you realize, hey, you know what? I better stop slacking off at work, and I better start doing what I need to do. I better start reading those emails. I better start answering those emails. I better work on those projects. Or if you're a factory worker, I better stop goofing off. I better start making my quotas. I better start doing what I got to do. Whatever it is, work-wise, it's time to stop fucking around, because this person notices this, okay, and you're getting sloppy. You're getting sloppy, and things are falling down. You're not as Gucci as you thought you were. The strength of it all is you're mature enough to handle it. You're not going to sit there crying about it. You're a big boy and girl. You're going to say, you know what? Yeah, they're right. You're not going to fall apart. You're going to be able to handle your feelings, your emotions, especially when you're talking to your superiors, your professors, your employers, whatever. You're going to be able to handle it. You're a big boy and girl. All right, let's see what message Spirit has for my air signs for the rest of the month of July. Spirit, what messages do you have for the month of July? A new romantic cycle begins. New moon in Libra. Okay, so this is definitely confirmation. Libra, you're an air sign, and we are doing air signs. So a new romantic cycle begins. All right. So hey, you're dealing with a lot of stuff here, but the good thing is, some love is going to come out of it. Okay, some love is going to come out of this. New romantic cycle. You know what? And my thing is, because this reading really resonated a lot of work and resource, school type of stuff, Spirit has given us a card that says a new romantic cycle begins. So romantic cycle doesn't have to mean interpersonal romance, right? It actually, for me, I'm listening to Spirit's voice in the back of my head and my ear. And the message it's given me is the romantic cycle that begins is a new love, new passion for your job, for school, for what you're putting out there. Okay? It's a new love. It's a new passion. Okay? Because the way I'm seeing this is maybe work, school, whatever you're doing, you're kind of getting bored with it. It was kind of feeling stale. And that's why you were letting shit fall through the cracks. And now having this heart-to-heart with this boss who's kicking your ass and really being blunt and straightforward. And, they're not being evil, by the way, because I don't see any negative evil cards here. I'm not seeing a devil, tower card. No. I'm just seeing somebody with authority. They're just being very direct, very kind, and will tell you what it is. And I think having that kick in your ass is also waking you up and finding a new passion for it. Because I have a feeling that this person that you're going to be dealing with, not only are they going to point out your challenges and defects, right? But they're also going to point out your strengths and your possibilities and your potential. Okay? And maybe that's why we're looking at meditate and contemplate. Meditate and contemplate. What's the word that I'm looking for? You're part of it, okay? Meditate and contemplate your part in all this, okay? You can't sit there and say, oh, my boss, my school professor, whatever, who that person authority is, they got it out for me. You're smarter than that. You're smarter than that. You're going to sit back and say, what part did I play in all of this? What part did I play in all of this? And work on that. Work on that, and you're going to have some really good success, and you're going to come back to it with a great appreciation for what you do and how you do it. You're going to become more insightful. You're going to become, because it's a Libra card, more your brain cells are going to be pop, 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 because now you're being stimulated again, and you're really going to come back with this whole situation in a positive attitude. All right, so take care, my air signs. We'll see you next month. Please remember, hit that thumbs up. If you're new, subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe. Pass it on. Maybe other people like my kind of readings, and they'll want to subscribe and get my messages every month. Take care. Bye.
Like, comment, and subscribe.